Hi, everyone. Can everyone hear me? So my name is Angela Spencer, and I am one of the librarians here at the Medical Center Library. The library is located right above you on the second floor of the Learning Resource Center, which is the building you're in. I'm going to keep my slides this way so I can show a lot of things live. This is the Medical Center Library homepage. I'm going to go through this now. So if you've never been here, if you just put in any search engine, SLU Library, you'll probably get to the undergraduate library, and then the medical center is right there. So I'm going to go over this tab, but I'm going to show a couple things real quick. Hours are here. This is the chat. We're encouraging people to use this year because we're going to be extremely short-staffed. So I'm going to show you also a lot of things. The reason you start with the library page is so you can get authenticated, which is you're going to have a SLU username and password. So, and because this is behind something, hoping this will work. You should have all been given a SLU username and password. So when you see this, put your SLU username and password and not your SSM username and password. This will get you into any of the library resources. So, and I do not have that information. So if you don't, talk to your program director or ITS, which is Information Technology Services. Okay, so you can find a journal. So you can just type in a word, or you could put in the full title of the journal. So title or subject, and then contains. And then you can scroll down what you're looking for, something that says to present. And then if you're here on site, it should let you access that journal. If you're off site, you probably will get a pop-up. The second, books. I don't go over books a lot, but just as a note, we do have Access Medicine Clinical Key. I'll showcase Clinical Key in a minute. So you can type in the title of the book, look for the book that you're looking for, and then look for electronic access. So databases, again, most of the databases are on the library homepage for the Medical Center Library, but if you're looking for something specific, you can browse, you can type, you can look at health and medicine. Or if you're looking for something like news, you can filter those ways. So I'm going to show Sleuth in just a few minutes. So that's a quick overview. So now I'm going to show you how you're going to access articles. I show this process in PubMed because I find that most people, that's what they're going to use. But you could use the journal portals I just showed you. You could also use Sleuth, which I'm going to show in a few minutes. So you need to use our PubMed link because so you can get into articles. If you're doing this from anywhere else, you're not going to see the Find It at SLU. So so if you see something that says free PMC, you're welcome to do that. Access that. That's open access. So this is where the Find It at SLU link is, and then you'll click on this, and this is where you'll put your credentials, and then you should be able to access the full text from there. I have whole videos on this process, so if you forget, just let me know. And then I got to get to a different, to show you how you request articles. Give me just a second. So if you ever see something that looks like this is interlibrary loan. So this is where we have to request stuff, or if it's older that we might have it in print. So you need to go to request interlibrary loan at the Medical Center Library. Do not use SSM. That is for straight clinicians that don't have other access. So you're going to have to fill in a one-time account with something called Iliad. It looks like this. And then if it's coming from a database, it should pre-populate. Sorry, I'm not logged into this particular machine, but it'll pre-populate. You hit submit request. You'll get an email usually the same day your article's here, and then you go to electronically receive articles. Again, I have a video that shows that if you need to see that more in real time. So, and then for what I mean by sleuth is, so that searches a lot of things that the library has at once. It is not perfect, but if you are getting tables of contents, so if you do get table of contents, it's not going to know that you're a sleuth person when you click on the link. So this is my workaround for this, is that I have found that sometimes the really new issues it doesn't find. So I'm going to show this and go back in time here. So you could take a article title, paste it. You could also put in PubMed, but you could put in here in sleuth, do a search. And there's my article, and then I can view it from there. So that's a couple different access options for you. Okay, I just showed the journal portal guides. So the offsite access is a guide, but we have other guides. So I'm going to show those now. They are here, and you could search these. So just for a note, we have a code for BMJ case reports that you can publish for free. You can also see a lot of their other guides here. So I'm not going to show these extensively, but if you have looking for a specific book on a specific discipline, you might go try to use this instead. So. Okay, Clinical Key is one of the resources we have, books, journals, other information, guidelines, you name it. So I'm going to show this here. I encourage you to create an account on however way you want. The reason is that if you limit to images and you have an account, you can export an image through a PowerPoint and it keeps all the copyright information for you. So for journal clubs, case presentations, things like that, that'll save you some time. So there's also an app for Clinical Key. So on any app, and we're going to talk about apps next. So everyone's favorite app. This is not a library resource. So you'll have to go physically across the street to the hospital, access the EHR to get this, or you might be able to do it here in this building for the School of Medicine. So the login or registration button does not work off-site. Someone just asked me this recently. So what you'll have to do is go to UpToDate, look for the login, click on register, create a username and password, download the app, and then you're going to use that same username and password for 90 days. And then it'll just say, hey, you still affiliate with SLU. And so that's how you're going to access that app for UpToDate. And then the library does have something comparable called Dynamed. It's on the library page. They also have an account, also have an app, username and password if you want more information. So, okay. For those that may not be familiar with this, I'm hoping most of you are, but if you're not, if you are in PubMed and you want to save a search or get updates on a topic, you now have to have an account. Okay, this is no longer valid. If you have grants, you can use this. A lot of times Google's going to be blocked in your hospital institutions, including the VA, most likely. So I encourage you to use ORCID for this purposes. All it does is create a sign-in, but ORCID is a user author identification number, also now used by grants. also used by publications. If you want more information, I have a guide. So then you create a sign-in. I encourage you to use your personal email on this one. That way it can keep you forever. Okay, I'm not gonna try to sign in, but I have a video on that if you want to try to like see that process. But that's how you're gonna like you create accounts, create alerts. If you don't know that, I have videos again on that as well. So I teach the School of Medicine for first years, third years. So that's all asynchronous. So when I say videos, I repurpose them for a lot of different things. The university provides a citation manager called EndNote. You'll have to do this through your personal machine. I have heard that SSM takes forever to try to get on an SSM machine. That's just why I'm try to do this here. There's a SLU downloads and discounts page if you want to download this, and then you can get it on your machine. If you're using Zotero and Mendeley, that's perfectly fine. I'm just saying that you can do this also if you so choose. So this is my email. I'm looking it upstairs. I can do Zoom, Teams, in person. I've come to different residencies, anything like that. So anyone have questions? I know I went over a lot of stuff really quickly. So I'm sure that the PowerPoint will be shared that has the links on it. So if you have questions further out, let me know. Thank you.